G'day everyone, it is the 5th of April, Wednesday morning here, and it is 9:10 a.m. New York. Looking at the S&P 500. Really excuse the background noise there. There's construction just begun at the place we live at. But 4,100 here, a strong push up through 4,100. Reaching 4,100 now. It's coming, pulling back a bit. So it's 2 days of peaking, and we're getting a bearish candle. So just a very strong push to the upside, and I dare say some leveling out back, maybe down to 40 there. Be a nice little level where we can get some resistance, some support, some demand here for the interim. And on the daily US30, you can see that we hit that exact point. The imbalance was filled, and it still looked pretty bullish to me on the Dow Jones index. Okay, why is that? It's not collapsing to the downside strongly. So I dare say that we will get a little pull back and then a continuation to the upside. That's how things kind of look at the moment for me on the daily. 4 hour. Push through the supply there, 33,500, which we were looking at, that major area. Imbalance filled very quickly here to the left. This works. Imbalance is a thing. Okay, this fills very quickly, pushes through into supply liquidity above there. That's where the orders are. If you imagine there's an order block, all the orders are sitting like in here. Okay, all the sell orders. Excuse the color, that should be red, but just all the orders are sitting there, and then we've had that sell-off, okay, from this area back down to now the outside of this, what was being a channel that was being created there, sort of resting on the outside of there, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if this holds. It looks pretty strong at the moment on the 4 hour. 1 hour time frame. What happened? Okay, this is yesterday's mapping. Okay, we had that pullback exactly as predicted, same distance. Didn't have this big sell-off. We did have some strong selling, but nothing big like this. I dare say if it's going to happen, we'll get another kickback up here on the 1 hour, up to 33,500 or something, and then that continuation to the downside. Otherwise, we'll just keep grinding up, okay? And it's just a pullback, a bigger pullback in otherwise a very strong uptrend. That's how things look at the moment. Direction is still to the upside. Nothing tells me that we are in a downtrend. Okay, a downtrend would look like this. But we are not in a downtrend. We are in an uptrend. Okay, clear as day. We're going to the upside. So buying is favorable, but just don't buy too high. It's an art form, and I'm sure you're starting to see what I mean by that, and you're starting to get it. It's something I can't articulate correctly. It's just it's too high. Wait for it to pull back a bit, as happened yesterday. If we go to yesterday's price action, we're going to see what I'm talking about. I had these predictions in for the way price would move, and it was an interesting one. The price action was grindy, but it didn't pull back much at all. So it didn't really mimic anything, to be honest, that I put up. And that's the beautiful thing about trading; it's always different, and that's why you've got to adapt your mind to feel what's happening. But I'm sure some of you saw this move straight out of the median to the downside. I mean, that is very, more hot knife through butter than anything. There's no pullback. It drips back down here to this area. Anybody that got in too early up here, I think you recognize that you should have gotten out. And the pullback wasn't too deep. We pulled back down to this area of demand, which we find here. That area of demand is exactly where it hit. And then it bounced back out. So some people made some buys yesterday, and if you did, that's good. If you stayed out, good for you. It's been funny price action, and we're just waiting for it to come back to a little bit more of a mean reverting style, not the strong trend we had all last week, and then sort of the resultant price action, which is it's not wiggly, it's not zigzaggy, it's not giving us any indecision. It's just straight slicing movements. Today, again, we're in the median here, and it's still an uptrend on the higher time frames. But depending on what it looks like, there's some buying options down here. I'm going to have my alerts sitting here. Actually, I'm actually about to get on a flight, so I'm not going to have any alerts for myself today. Let's delete that. But where are we? Where's our demand zones? Our demand zones are, here. That's the next demand zone, right? And it's safe to buy, but just wait for it to get down to the area, down here first, and then and again, as long as it isn't collapsing very heavily to the downside, then you can get in there with a little buy, and a sell, is also looking good. A sell looks good, depending on how strong it pushes to the upside. So, these are your areas. Where's our area of supply? A major area of supply. We've got one there, okay, and then the next one is just above that up here. So there are areas of supply, okay, and just look for those areas as the areas where you are going to get rid of this for now. We don't need that. We will buy and sell, okay, and just take a little scalp. Less is more. As you get a feel for it, you'll be able to learn how to extract a bit of money from the market using scaling in and whatnot. But yeah, that's what today looks like. Okay, we are very high on the top of the mountain here on the 1 hour. Just realize that any kind of strong movement to the downside can happen at any time. Any fast movement to the upside can happen at any time. But those movements are not the general thing. So just be aware of that. News-wise, this morning, what do we have? We have ISM services at 10 a.m. Okay, and then we have NFP this Friday. So it's 2 days before non-farm payrolls, which will be the interesting day where we get significant price action and significant movement. So nothing crazy predicted until then. Let's see what happens. Have a great day. I'm jumping on a flight and I'll be off to Europe. So I'll be getting set back up over that side, and then next week I'll be back in the flow of things. But yeah, have a fantastic day on the markets. Keep learning, keep following, keep watching, and keep cultivating that awareness, self-awareness, and that patience. And you'll succeed at this. Cheers.